Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm not sure if you can see us or you can see our live. We've done it slightly different today. It's actually on a Zoom rather than StreamYard. About, I'm repeating here, right? Just 1 minute. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me, but hello, hello. Please put a comments to say whether you can hear this chat or not. Please do put a comments. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. Please put a comment so I can see what's going on. I can see if you guys can see me. We had to change the streaming live today. We're doing it through Zoom, and it is my first experience doing it through Zoom. I usually teach through Zoom, but I don't do live chats through Zoom. So please put a comments to see if we can hear us. I've got a very, very wonderful special guest, and I am so, so happy she's accepted to be on my Raqs Chitty Chat. Absolutely so superb. Superb. When she said that, I was just like nearly jumping out of the chair. And she says, "Yes, I'll be with you." So, guys, please share. Please do share this live if you may. It's a very special discussion. I know lots of you are waiting for today's discussion. Usually we attend the artist workshop and we don't know much about them. We just come and learn from them and go. But this is an opportunity to sit down with one of the top leaders in the Oriental dance style in the Arab world and within our market, to sit down with her and know a lot more about her experience, her childhood, the Raqs and everything. Guys, today I can see the amount of views I'm building up. Please do share. Please do share. This is a very special discussion. I'm super, super delighted to have wonderful lady on with me on the Chitty Chat. Our guest today is a very special lady that we all know about, we've all learned from. I've seen her several times and a few years back dancing, pushing the Oriental style, taking it from the cabaret session into the theatrical session. Very eager towards what she does. A lecturer, choreographer, stage performer, stage manager, an actress, a Raqs, a folkloric dancer, a Tunisian born, the wonderful Leila Haddad. And what a joy to have Leila Haddad today. An absolute honor. Thank you, Leila. Thank you.
Thank
Hello.
you, Nawara. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well indeed, sweetheart Habibti. I'm very well indeed. Thank you. Thank you for accepting. I know how busy you are, and I know you're taken from here, even though with the lockdown and everything. But when you replied back to say you are, you'd be in. I just like, oh, what an honor. It's an absolute treasure. So thank you. But I am gonna sort of squeeze you today.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I wanted to do this ages ago with you, but I never had a chance, or we never had a chance. And today I've got like, let me have a look, about 30 odd questions.
Oh my goodness.
I've never had an artist with 30 odd questions, but I've got all these 30 odd questions. That shows how much I want to talk to you about. So, are you ready for me? Have you got your cup of coffee? Have you got everything ready?
I've got everything ready, my water, myself, my brain, everything, and my popo.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Guys, get yourselves a cup of tea as well, or a gin, or a beer, or whatever you drink. Sit down and enjoy this chitty chat. It's an absolute. I have got so much, because obviously you can't talk to Leila about one thing and not the other. It's impossible. Leila comes as one as package. So you have to take the whole package, the lecturer, the actress, the choreographer, the everything. So right. Okay. Leila, welcome on board. مرحبا بك. مرحبا مرحبا مرحبا.
يخليك طول عمرك طول عمرك شكرا, and thank you so much Nawara, because it gives me an opportunity, thanks to you and your platform, to share ideas about dance, life, what's going on around, which matter to me.
Absolutely. And thank you for giving us this opportunity to sit down with you and sort of, chat to you. So, Leila, how is life? How's Paris after the lockdown? How's friends after the lockdown?
Well, I mean, it's quite all right. I mean, first of all, I felt it's going to be look strange or seem strange, but I felt blessed with a lockdown. If it's not the dramatic point of losing lives, and I mean, this pandemic was very, very, I mean, heartbreaking for people getting diseased and die, etc. I mean, for me, it was a kind of retreat, just put myself together, read more because I had more time, dance all the time, jump all over the place, and just be with myself. So, I mean, for me, it was a blessing. I took it this way because we were healthy. And so now, after the lockdown, it's getting better because, Paris with the cafes and restaurants, etc. We need this little bit of craziness in the street.
Pastries, la pâtisserie française, bien sûr, les
Yeah, the
croissants, les
croissant,
millefeuilles. Oh, Paris.
the
Oh.
baguette. Yeah, so I mean, like, streets are getting more lively, and everybody's in the streets. The weather is not too bad. So and people, it's kind of like, after being imprisoned, it's like, wow, freedom again. So everybody's out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think we are like this in the UK, and I think we're not even out of the full lockdown yet. And the parks are full, and supermarkets are full, and the shops were supposed to be opening tomorrow. And I bet there's going to be queues in our shops tomorrow in the UK. So watch the media; they might be talking about it. So
But
wonderful.
sorry, I have to add something.
Go on.
Unfortunately, I mean, like cafes, restaurants, shops, etc., are reopening, but everything which has to do with culture,
Yeah,
meaning theaters, all the festivals, like name it,
yeah,
jazz festival, music,
yeah.
dance, theater, etc., everything is on stop. So
Yeah,
this is not good because, I mean, we need culture.
of
It's
course,
our spiritual food.
of course.
So this still not so well.
It is, and do you know what? The same thing in here. There's no festivals, there's no cultural events happening, and obviously, yeah. Let's hope for the best, and let's
Oh,
hope
yeah,
things,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
ease off soon. So yeah, right, Leila. Who is Leila Haddad? Tell us about your childhood. How did you grow up? Memories.
Okay, my memory, of course, goes far back in Tunisia. I was raised in Tunisia. I have my father with descent from Aleppo, from Syria, but he was born in Tunisia, but it's the origin of his family.
Yeah,
So from my dad side, he's Arab. My mother is a Berber.
yeah.
So I have these two origins, and I fight for them. I mean, I always say I'm an Arabo Berber. I don't forget Berber. Yeah, because North
We
Africa
are.
was and is Berber. I
Yes,
mean,
we are.
sorry.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
start. Anyway, so I was raised in a family, funny enough, where art was very important. Like, example, my mother was playing kisara, I mean, the harpsichord.
yeah.
Yeah, and she was a painter, but this was not her job, her day job,
Okay.
because we did not consider artistic fields like could feed a human being. And it's not, let me put this more clear.
Yes,
It's not because she was a woman. My uncle was a very fine oud player
yes,
and had a beautiful voice,
yeah,
but my grandfather said, you study, and if you want to play oud, play it for the family. So
yeah,
because they were afraid of artistic fields, because they say it cannot feed a family regularly.
yeah,
So let's go out of the thing of women and men versus
yeah,
men. It's not that.
yeah,
We considered, unfortunately, that being an artist, I mean, living of art,
yeah,
was not sufficient.
yeah,
So I grew up in a family where my grandmother was a very fine poet and
yeah,
singer, but in the family, we always within the family gathering.
yes,
My aunts and uncles used to play an instrument. So, of course, me, I was, believe it or not, I was a very shy little girl.
yeah.
Nobody believes. Anyway,
No, I don't.
so the only way for me to express myself, as far as I remember,
Yeah,
was to dance.
yeah, of
I mean,
course,
like
yes.
in a gathering, weddings, whatever ceremony there was at home or outside, I
Yeah,
would hide all the time. But as soon as I would hear the music, I
you
would
start.
jump in the middle, dance, 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 and then music stops, whoop again, I hide under the table. To such a point, I have a memory which is not, I mean, funny for me now.
Yeah,
But I came back from school, I must have been like 6 years old or so. I don't know. I was very little.
yeah.
And then I come home, my uncle died, but I didn't
Oh,
know. No, no. The thing is that I saw a gathering. I thought it was a feast. So I threw up my bag, my school bag, went in the middle and buru, buru,
but
buru.
that's what.
I mean,
No,
I remember the slaps on my popo this day was like I cried all my tears out. I did not understand. For me, a gathering is dancing. That's it.
exactly. That was the belief. Oh, how wonderful! How wonderful! I bet they went like Moroccans do.
Exactly. It was like, my God. Exactly. It was really a catastrophe.
Yeah,
But don't take it from a pretentious point of view. But when I was born and I
yeah,
started growing up, I grew up knowing, it's funny enough, is it
yeah,
maybe spiritual, mystic, or karma? I don't know.
yeah,
But I was a dancer.
yeah,
I didn't know. I mean, I was a dancer. That's it.
yeah,
I didn't know nothing about the field of dance, professional, blah, 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 oriental, sharky, whatever.
yeah,
I saw myself as a dancer.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this was my main activity.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So
And you are. And you are. Hey, you are.
since my childhood.
Yeah,
So maybe my so-called mission is to dance on this life.
yeah.
But whatever happens, I dance at home or on stage, I'm a dancer. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely wonderful. There you are, there you are. Right, before we carry on with question, can I just ask the viewers to please share this live video? Please share the live video if you may, or host a watch party if you can for us. It's because I'm doing it through Zoom. It doesn't give me the viewers' numbers like it does with the other streamline. So please, please do share if you can. That would be wonderful if you could. Right, we're going to carry on. Right, Leila. So that was going to bring me to ask you, how did you start dancing? So obviously, dancing's in you, but when did you realize you are a skillful dancer? You are Leila Haddad. You're going to start dancing. When did you realize that? At which point of your life did you realize that?
Yeah. So when I finished my secondary school, as we say in French, baccalaureate, I don't know the equivalent in England.
GCSEs, yeah.
The what?
They call it in English the GCSEs. I only knew that because my daughter does it. So the
Ah,
baccalaureate, what we have baccalaureate in
yeah,
French or in Morocco or Tunisia,
exactly.
GCSEs, yeah.
So I decided not to go to Paris to study, but to England. So I went to London.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about like politics. If people ask me, are you right wing, left wing? I didn't know if it was an orange or an apple. I didn't know nothing. I knew dance, sport, blah, blah, chuk chuk, that's all.
Yeah.
So one time, a friend of mine from Zimbabwe took me to see a play. It
Yeah.
was in Brixton, and it was the Zulu Theatre, called the Zulu Theatre.
Okay.
It was a troupe of students
Yeah.
from different origins, from
Right.
different countries, but the director was Senegalese.
All right. Okay.
And the aim and the mission of this Zulu theater was to denounce apartheid in South Africa and for liberation of Mandela.
Wow.
So I went there, and this was the shock of my life.
Or a
And I
changing
think
point.
I was born that day.
Yeah. Changing point.
Yeah. So, it's going to sound naive, but at that time I didn't know anything. I knew I like the theater to see, classical pieces like Molière, Shakespeare, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the political theater. I didn't know by you sitting in a theater, you get a message for peace, for reunion, tolerance. So it was really, a big shock. So I decided I will approach this director and ask if I could come to the rehearsals when they do open rehearsals for the public, this type of thing.
Of
And
course.
of course, he said, yeah, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I used to go every time as I could, and they allow me. One
Yeah.
day, the director was sitting next to me, and he said, like that, he said, would you like to join us and play with us? I mean, like act with us? I said yes. Like, somebody asking me, do you want to make a ride on the motorbike? I said yes, without, like, and then he said, okay, you start tomorrow. Oh my God. When I went home, I said, I don't know anything about theater,
About it.
how to place your voice. I don't know anything. And it
Nothing.
was not even my dream. I swear. I didn't dream to be like the dancer, the actor, nothing. Zero, nothing. So I started rehearsals, and I have also a funny story. This, dramatic plays, denouncing
course.
the racism, apartheid, and me,
Oh.
I have a talk. I always arrange my knickers. So my friends told me, like, come on, you take, say a text, terrible text, and you are arranging your knickers. To tell you, at such a point, I was not aware of, being on stage. And that moment, the miracle happened to me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing theater.
Yeah.
I fell in love with stage and theater. I didn't know I was ready to clean the theater, to change the bulbs,
Yeah.
to do anything, but I knew
Stay
I
there.
had to be on stage.
Stay there.
Even to clean, I told you, to whatever.
Yeah.
So this was the start of my love story with theater.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
So in this theater, with the
Yeah.
Zulu theater, we were doing three things: acting,
Yeah.
singing, and dancing.
Wow.
Not sharky, nothing. It was
No.
related to the story we're saying.
Of
So
course.
singing, of course, I was in the choir. I was not
Yeah.
the lead singer, because if I sing, it's going to rain for 2 weeks. I'm the goddess of rain. So if there is a country who is suffering of no rain, they ask me to come. I sing, it's going to. Anyway, but for dance, I was always in the middle or in front.
Yeah.
So little by little, one time I heard that there was a festival, nothing to do with Raqs again, nothing.
Yeah.
Called Dance Without Frontier.
Yeah.
There was one in London and one in Paris. So
Okay.
genuinely, because everybody was telling me, "Oh, you dance well," blah blah blah. I wrote because it was going to be like a choreography of 15 to 20 minutes
Yeah.
for new choreographers.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was contemporary dance. I didn't know anything. Anyway,
Yeah.
the director accepted to meet me, not because he knew me, he knew the Zulu theater and
Yeah.
important. So he accepted to meet me. And he said, "Oh, well, okay, you have prepared something, it will be that date." And he said, sorry, "What type of dance do you do? I mean, is it Merce Cunningham, Martha Graham style?" I was like, in the middle of like, no, I mean, I didn't even understand what
The wrong person, love, the
about.
wrong person.
And then genuinely, I told him, no, I dance Oriental dance. And he did that to me. No, not here.
Ah,
Wait. So because I don't accept a no for no reason, because I'm
ah. Yeah.
stubborn here,
Yeah.
I did not understand. So I went to Paris, presented my to be on audition, and again, when he said, "Okay, what type of contemporary?" Because you have diverse tendencies. So
Of
I
course.
said,
Yeah.
"No, it's dance oriental, Oriental dance." And
Yeah.
then I had another answer. So, like he looked at my bottom and say, maybe we can talk about it one evening. So I could not understand why I was receiving that type of reaction,
Of course. Yeah.
like rejection or wow, wow. I mean, like, and even the word, I swear to God, I swear, Allah, that even the word, like, what we say in the West, belly dance, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew, I knew Raqs Sharki,
Oh,
which is traduction,
yeah.
directly translated, danse orientale. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest,
Which
I don't know.
which is going to bring me because I'm going to ask you that later
Yeah, I
on. I
know.
have.
I will talk about that after.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so because, let's say you go to an audition
Yeah.
and you audition and then your act, the people are not happy with you. I understand that because at least they saw something, but without seeing nothing, they
Yeah.
say no to me. So I said, I swear, I'm going to dance to the best venues. I will perform in the best theaters in the world, and I will
Yeah.
show them what I mean by Oriental dance. So it started with a bet with myself
Yeah.
because only they refused me. So
Yeah.
otherwise, I wouldn't be here, maybe. You see what I mean? I had,
Absolutely.
I had other goals at that
Yeah.
moment. I was studying literature. I had different dreams. I was dancer anyway. So this is, we don't talk about it anymore. But I
Yeah.
didn't see myself, like, oh, I saw dance and I took a dance lessons and oh my God, oh, I wanted, not at all. Well, I say the
Yeah.
truth, not at all. I was a
Yeah.
dancer, Leila Haddad, with myself in
Yeah.
front of my mirror every day,
Yeah.
my grandfather praying in a corner,
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar, and me, Bura Barabadu Mataka. So, I mean, like, and that's it. I was happy with that. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I didn't look for something else. It's
Yeah.
just my meetings, my
Yeah.
encounters in life,
Yeah.
my openness to theater at this moment,
Yeah.
fighting for something noble,
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah.
for a cause. That's
Yeah.
what made me love theater.
Yeah. Of
Like
course.
text, like I love you, you love me, let's go to bed. I
Yeah.
don't care. But
Yeah.
because I believed, you can educate the people
Yeah.
by bringing things to the theater. That's how
Yeah.
I started it all. And then again, the dance the same.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, you should present your work, blah, blah, blah. And I did it. So because
Yeah.
they refused, and at that time I came for personal reasons, came to Paris,
Yeah.
continue my studies.
Yeah.
So like a militant, like an activist, I fought this. Okay,
Yeah.
the theaters, they don't want me yet.
Yeah.
If I teach,
Yeah.
if I teach, and let's say example, I thought like this, I have 10 students.
Yeah.
One student knows 10 people.
Yeah.
So it makes 100 people understanding my culture. I was just
Absolutely.
thinking about that. If I tell
Absolutely.
them what I think about the dance, they will, tell to their
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
ba, 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 and then expand my culture. It
Absolutely.
was like, really like a militant,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
every morning you distribute the free newspaper to say like revolution, fight for the
Yeah.
people. It
Yeah.
was like that. I took it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Now the first fight, another one is I don't want to have my own studio because I
Right.
don't like ghettos. I
Right.
want me, as Leila
Yeah.
had,
Yeah. As yeah. Of
as
course.
Leila
Yeah.
had. I
Yeah.
wanted to teach in the best schools of Paris.
Paris.
I wanted to be among the family of the dancers, like where they teach ballet,
Yeah.
Indian, flamenco, jazz, and name it.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
even for that, I fought
Yeah.
because I was the first one. When
Yeah.
you say you do Oriental, there's a yeah.
Yeah. Really.
What else? I mean, like that's it. I mean, like
Yeah.
even that I had to fight. No school would like wanted to hire me.
Yeah.
So I heard that I must pay credit to American people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good. I met an American tap dancer, Sarah Petronio, very
Okay.
famous. She had
Yeah.
her school.
Yeah.
And then I called her. I was fed up. I heard about her. I said, look, I never studied dance, I mean, a formal way,
Yeah.
never taken any lessons. My teachers are mother, sister, aunts, neighbors. I love dance. That's it. She said, okay, when can you start?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to teach. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
had to start from scratch. And then I became the student of my students because I had
Yeah.
to unknit my
Yeah.
dance in
Yeah.
order to, I'm sure I was a lousy teacher at the start, but I had this passion.
Yeah.
Because if people ask me a question, I would say, oh my God, a question. What is, I don't understand the question. So I had to start from scratch.
So it was a fight. It was a fight, and you fought it.
Exactly.
It
And
was
I
a fight.
thought by being in a school of dance and talking about my ideas about what I mean by my culture
Yeah.
in the Western world
Yeah.
as an Arabo Berber
Yeah.
person living in the West, what
Yes.
can I bring?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. And
And
you
that's
proved
what
it.
opened, and that's how it opened the doors of the theaters.
Yeah, absolutely. And you proved it and you made it. And, Leila Haddad, all in her theatrical shows, in her dance, in her style, you'll always expect top of the notch, top of the top. And like I says, you proved it. You proved it. So more to come, more to come. We want to know more, Leila. We want to know more. Um, and like just out of curiosity, from Tunisia, was it London or Paris? From Tunisia. From Tunisia, did you so you lived in London or you were a student in London?
Yeah, I was student in London, and that's how I got to know. I mean, I opened myself to the world
Yeah,
because I was, the little
yeah,
Tunisian, the couscous and
yeah.
the
So
salam
yeah,
alaikum. I
yeah,
didn't know anything, I mean, I spoke perfectly French, blah blah blah,
yeah,
etc. Because I was in a French private school while in Tunisia,
yeah,
but I didn't know anything about the real life.
yeah,
I was protected,
yeah,
so and that's how I discovered the theater. That's how
yeah,
I discovered the arts of,
yeah,
and this doesn't mean I was reading. I loved poetry. I
yeah.
was crazy about Paul Éluard, René Char. I mean, name them. I loved that.
Wow.
This I knew, but I didn't know anything about like political theater. And
Yeah,
then thanks to my encounters with those people in London.
Yeah.
Forget London is, I mean, you have so many ideas, so
Yeah.
many scenes,
Yeah.
um, not the mainstream. You have a lot of things.
Loads of them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alternative music, alternative theater. So I
Yeah.
didn't know anything about alternative theater.
Yeah.
And then I put my 2 feet in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was my luck. I was
Yeah.
really lucky. So
Yeah.
maybe it's karma, maybe it's chance. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, no, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So obviously, we the Arabs, the Amazigh, the North African, we grow up in a dancing culture, or the dance is part of our culture, and we grow up doing such a thing. But when it comes into professionalism, when it comes into being of creating names, we all had teachers and mentors. And who was your first teacher, Leila? Who are your
Okay.
teachers?
If I tell you, you're gonna laugh again. Don't worry.
I
It's okay.
thought, good.
Okay. Because I was crazy about dance, on Wednesday afternoon and Saturday afternoon and Sunday, I could go to the cinema. And in Tunisia, I don't know how it was in Morocco,
Yeah,
we had all the movies of musicals of Egypt.
yeah, of
We
course,
lived
yeah,
in Tunisia, but we were Egyptians.
yeah, yeah,
And we had the Indian movies, was
yeah,
very popular, you
yeah.
know. So I used to go and see all the movies with Naima Akef,
Oh, yeah.
Tahia Karioka,
Oh,
Samia Gamal,
yeah,
Nabawiya Mustafa, etc.,
yeah,
etc. I
yeah,
would go back home
yeah.
and try to do what they did. I
Well,
would go back and back, see the same movie,
yeah,
maybe 10 times because I wanted to record, oh, how she did her arms like that.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and I was everybody in front of my mirror.
of course.
Dreams are allowed.
Oh,
Dreams are infinite, like the sea and the oceans.
and there's
So
no limits.
that's how I started in front of my mirror,
Wow,
imitating my aunts, my cousins, my neighbors, because as you said, we grew up in a dancing culture.
of course,
A
yeah,
dancing culture. This
yeah.
was, I mean, الخبز والملح, as we
Well,
say, I mean, bread and salt.
oh,
This is
yeah,
our everyday life.
yeah,
You
yeah,
cry after 5 minutes, yalla, let's dance. Whatever drama starts, there is always a moment where somebody, yalla, yalla, yeah, that's it. You have cried enough. My
that's
son
it.
didn't do that, my sister,
Yeah.
whatever. And
Uh,
hopla.
and-
And there was always in my family, in my friends, I
yeah,
mean, friends of my mother, everybody knew how to play darbuka. I mean, not like
yeah,
professional, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
immediately everybody gets up.
Yes, up and downs. Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, all generations, don't
yeah,
forget that. And we were
yeah,
not separated like here, like
yeah,
each generation in a box.
yeah,
My
yeah.
grandmother and until my nephews and nieces were one
All
year old,
together.
all together. You can
Yeah,
imagine it was worse than a
yeah,
marketplace. So that's how I grew up in the middle of singing, drama, always
yeah.
drama. I'm going to kill myself, dramatic, blah, 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 and dancing and singing. My grandmother didn't go to school, but all the poetry she knew in her head,
Of
I
course.
wish I had her memory.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, when I go back to Tunisia and I say to my grandmother, I didn't tell her I'm going to dance on stage, too
No,
complicated for her. I didn't, and she would not even understand.
yeah.
So I told her, I'm going to teach dance. And my grandmother looked at me, I never forget. She said, teach dance to whom? Everybody knows how to dance. I mean, like, and then she said, but how can you teach? So I tried to explain, an example, Monday at 12. She said, and if at 12 o'clock you don't feel like dancing, what do you do? So it was something like not understandable,
No,
from
it's
my,
true.
I mean, my grandparents. I mean, my mother understood, but my grandparents, and I have something also,
Yeah,
a secret to tell you.
go on.
Before we went online,
Yes.
I arrange myself. I say, well,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
nice, mwah, everything, vanilla. And then I put perfume. And then I
Yeah.
remembered the one time I was very, don't laugh at me, watch out. Don't mock me. Yeah, my grandmother, my mother was to take pictures of us, in family. My grandmother
Yeah.
said, Lala, stand, stand. I mean, wait, let me put some perfume, for picture. So I found myself ridiculous in my bathroom because of you. Putting some perfume, and thinking, oh yeah, that's nice. I smell good. So now I can start, the meeting on Zoom. Yeah.
Guys, please can you comment? Can you smell Layla's perfume? Please put your comments and how lovely and wonderful and very nice and obviously Parisian, very posh scents coming through your
Oh
Zoom.
my God.
Please do share your comments. And also, in the meantime, before we carry on, could you kindly share or host a watch party, so which means you can invite other people to watch this live. Leila has a lot to share. Leila has a wealth of knowledge. Leila has a wealth of experience. I'm eager to show her to you guys, and obviously can't do it without you. You helping us doing it. So we're gonna carry on. Please comment on Leila's perfume. Please comment on Leila's perfume. I'll be watching to
And
see the
then
comments.
why did I start studying about dance?
Yes.
First of all, in France,
Yeah.
the common word was danse du ventre,
Right.
which is belly dance. To
Yeah.
such an extent, and this is true, maybe you don't know about that because you don't live in France.
No.
In the parliament,
Yeah.
political people, when sometimes they fight, where everybody is screaming at the same time, and they don't agree on a law or something, there is always someone gets up and say, oh la la, stop, we are not here doing belly dance.
Yeah.
Even in the political movement
Political.
parties, when everything is
Yeah.
upside down and
Yeah.
not nice. So
Yeah.
even it is a political statement.
Yeah.
We are not
Yeah.
here to belly dance. Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
to which extent we
Yeah.
are denying our culture?
Yeah.
This is and then I was really shocked because we don't
Yeah.
dance with a nose, we don't dance
No.
with an ear.
No.
So I love the belly. The
Of
belly
course.
is the first house of humanity.
Yeah. Of course.
So we must respect the belly because all humanity
Yeah.
started living for 9 months in a belly, in
Yeah.
a woman belly.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So it is very important.
Yeah.
I call it the sun, or I call it the place of telecommunication, like the
Yeah.
letters, the post office. It's the post office,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where from it. But why do we call it belly
Yeah.
dance? I don't
Yeah.
see the point. But of course, so because of all the questions people were asking me,
Yeah.
I decided to do like in the West, people like things to be done. I said I
Yeah.
have to study in order to be ready to answer, to be ready to explain
Yeah.
who am I, who am I, not as Leila Haddad, but who am I, what is my identity as
Yeah. Of
an
course.
Arabo Berber, so proud of my culture.
Yeah.
So I had to do something about that.
Yeah.
So I went, first time I was invited in the States. When I started, people heard of me, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I go there to teach.
Yes.
So I am supposed to be a little bit knowledgeable. But
Yeah.
first question, Leila, don't understand nothing. My God.
Oh.
So a girl comes and she says, can you please explain to us what is the bee dance? Bee, bzzz, the bee
Bzz.
dance. Oh my God. Me, I don't like to lie because I am knowledgeable to a certain extent, but there are many things I still don't know. Many, you know.
Yeah.
Culture is also an ocean. The
Yes. Yes.
more
Yeah.
you swim, and the more you realize you don't know nothing. Anyway,
Of course.
so I told her honestly, I said, I have never
Yeah.
heard in North Africa a dance called the bee dance. But I was vexed, you know. So I
Yeah.
go back to Paris, I go to the bookstores, the
Yeah.
libraries, and look, and I find some books written by Flaubert. Flaubert is a French writer
Yeah.
who traveled extensively to the Orient and especially to Egypt.
Right.
And he mentions the bee
The dance.
dance. So what is the bee dance? Imagine yourself in a whorehouse.
Yeah.
That's where the travelers, Westerners used to go. Why
Yeah.
not? I don't care. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
and then the girls, to get more money, because the men were so stupid anyway. So
Yeah.
they wanted the girls to dance and get rid of their clothes.
Of course. Show
So
their
while
yeah.
dancing, they were doing, and then I have an explanation. This is my explanation. They were doing bzz, bzz.
Ah, okay.
So they named it a bee dance. So it means
Baby dance.
taking off the clothes.
Buzz.
Now, why bee and bzz, bzz? This is my explanation. Huh?
Yeah.
Bazoola.
Ah,
I mean, how do you say in English? Teeth?
breast.
Oh, pardon. Breasts. So in
Breast.
Arabic, bazoola. So
Oh my
maybe
God. Oh my
maybe
God.
the girls while dancing was doing like maybe
The,
baz
the,
baz
buzz. Buzz.
bazoola. So because they don't speak Arabic, they quote only the beginning, baz. And then can you imagine the distortion of history?
Of course.
Like I didn't know. And the girl, poor girl, it's not her fault.
It's not. It's the what she's read. Yeah.
She read the bee dance, and being
Yeah.
from North Africa, she said the
You
best
you're bound to know.
person who can explain to me and show me the bee dance probably is her. So we have to do, like tavola rasa, from
Yeah.
empty table, you have to build everything again
Of
by
course.
studying, searching, meeting, lecturing,
Yeah.
making mistakes. I made many mistakes,
Of course.
making
Yeah.
mistakes,
Yeah.
making statements, and then
Yeah.
saying, I made a mistake, sorry.
Yeah.
Because when you are in the field of research,
Yeah.
you sometimes one idea erases the other one because you have
Yeah.
another proof. So
Yeah.
when people ask me something, I say, up to now,
Yeah.
that's what I think, but it's not definite.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, you
True.
have
It's
to
just
be
how.
careful
Yeah.
and intellectually honest
Yeah. Of
about
course.
what you know and what you don't know.
When you're not sure about. Yeah. That's absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's a fair common point. So, Leila, how did your family react to you being a dancer? How did your family? I mean, you mentioned your dad was praying and you were dancing on the other room.
Okay. I have a family who are like my mother, a lawyer. I mean, it's a family who have studied.
Yeah.
So when I was studying and doing political theater and dancing at the same time, they were pleased because it was a hobby.
Okay.
It was like, oh, she's cute, she's studying, but she's doing theater. It was like, hobby. I mean, some people play tennis or play football, I don't know what. So it was really like, wow, nice, but she's a student, like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, she's young.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
she gone grown up, anyway. But when I told them, okay, now I have gone, I want to quit my studies. I quit after a certain level, but
Yeah.
after a while, I didn't want to continue. I knew
Yeah.
what I wanted to do. So I told them, and they got scared. And I will explain why I understood.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are Arabo-Berber, you and we
Yes.
know the situation.
Yeah.
At that time, in Tunisia, maybe Morocco, I don't know. Let's say Tunisia. You had only two possibilities if you want to dance.
Yeah.
Sharky. Restaurants, cabaret,
Yeah.
or haflas,
True.
where you put money
Money
and
in the breast. Yeah.
كل حاجة.
In the biz.
Exactly, business. So, I mean, of course, my parents didn't, I mean, they
Yeah.
were like horrified that
Yeah.
the daughter went to study, blah, 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 and
Yeah.
everybody's in different fields, you know, doctors, lawyers,
Yeah.
and she's going to be like Ra'asa Sharia. I mean, but they didn't understand my idea of like putting this in the theater. It's not because I was part of his family that I wanted that, but it was my path. I wanted to
Yeah.
do theater, that's it.
Right.
Either sing, dance, jump, whatever.
Yeah.
But because I was the only one, there was nobody, they could not
Yeah.
understand my point. They
Yeah.
were like horrified, you
Yeah.
know, like, but how can you live? How are you going to eat? I mean, is it going to be enough for you to be self-sufficient, living in the West, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I didn't understand. I just said, okay, bye. I closed all the doors and then I did my things.
Yeah.
And then, because my parents used to travel a lot. So one time they were in Paris and I was performing in a Théâtre du Rond-Point des Champs-Élysées,
Wow.
very famous theater in Paris.
Yeah.
So my uncle is a lawyer. They were here for lawyer things. I don't know what. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I called my mother. I told her, you know, I'm performing in a week time. Shall I get you tickets? She said, a little bit snobbish, said, no, we will be busy that evening. We won't be able to come. I said, okay, bye. Anyway, bye. Anyway, I didn't want to discuss. You know, I was very abrupt at that
Yeah.
time. You know, like, you don't agree? I
That's
don't
it.
say the
Ciao.
word F word. Anyway, I didn't say that to my mother.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh my God. Anyway, but 2 days before, my uncle, my brother's mother, who is also a lawyer, called and they told me, you know, can we come and you can get the tickets? I said, okay.
Yeah.
So it was their first time to come and see me. And they were happy. You know, my uncle, as a lawyer, came and said, I knew my niece was exceptional, blah, blah, blah. Great dancer. You know, the violins, but you don't know nothing. And my mother was like that. And then one friend of mine was happy to see my mother, and she said in French to her, because my mother speaks perfectly French, Italian, Arabic, not English.
Yeah.
She said, are you happy? She said, but she could have done something else because she did some studies.
Oh,
And I said,
God.
okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, معلش.
Oh, God. Mothers. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. And then I suppose, you know, it's a kind of,
Yeah.
maybe I analyze bad, but, you know, she was excellent in harpsichord, you
Yeah.
know, and in
Yeah.
painting, she was writing poetry. She was
Yes.
a lawyer. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
inside, unconsciously, she was not that happy about that. I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
a psychoanalyst. But of
Yeah.
course, it was difficult for men and women a certain level to see themselves as, you know, musicians or singers.
Yeah.
We know how it works in
Of
North
course.
Africa,
Of
and
course.
at that time, you know,
Of
it's very
course.
new. If somebody from a certain family wants to be a singer, a man, it is a
Yeah.
catastrophe.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
it's not a work.
Yeah. Well, we do have in Morocco, we do have a saying, oh, poor man, he's only a drummer.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy, he's only a musician. Do you know why? Because they're very low paid as well, you know. They're not very
Yeah,
highly respected and they're very low paid. That's why
exactly.
people don't get that, you know. But no, amazing, amazing,
And
brilliant.
I must add something. I
Yeah, of
met
course.
people in Paris,
Yes.
French people,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
with parents, knowledgeable parents,
Yeah.
okay. And then when the daughter said, I want to be a classical ballet dancer, it was also a catastrophe.
No, no. Yeah.
It's not long ago
Yeah.
that the so-called artistic professions
Yeah.
are is in some ways, I don't like the word respected because I don't want to be a bourgeoise. I mean, accepted, you
Yeah.
know. It's
Yeah.
because now people see like big names making a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
being an artist, I mean, no, I don't, being a musician, a singer, it's like,
Yeah. Dance.
that's all you do. What else do
Yeah.
you do? I mean, like,
Yeah.
is there not, what is your profession? Okay, I understand you sing, but what else do you
What?
do? Even in
Yes.
France,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have French students, they tell me, oh, dance nine. And yeah, apart from that, what do you do?
What do you do? Yeah,
I,
advance. But what else do
and
you
I
do?
know I play the stupid. I said, but I dance. Yeah, 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 yeah. And we know.
You
But
know, what else?
apart from that, what is your profession? You dance. You're a dancer. Oh my God,
Oh.
it must be so funny all the time. Yeah. No work, just dance, jumping.
Yeah.
So people have no idea,
Yeah.
and why not?
Yeah.
It's okay. We have to
Yeah.
educate.
Absolutely.
We have to educate
Absolutely.
the people.
Absolutely. Right. I'm going to have to take you slightly in a politics side now. So are you ready
Yes,
for me? Right. Okay.
right on.
Edward Said. Edward Said and his Orientalism portrayed a patronizing Western attitude towards Middle Eastern, okay, and Asia and North Africa society. Even the word belly dance is not the right expression for the dance of the Orient. So we have, what have you done to change that? Which I know you mentioned what you mentioned earlier on and about the story behind the word belly dance and buzz and all that. But I have seen you in one of your interviews pulling one of the journalists, maybe, or somebody asked you about the word belly dance and you went berserk. And I'd like you to share that with us because, I mean, basically, our viewers are purely belly dancers and, the Oriental dancers, I should say, or folkloric dancers or Arabian dancers, but they need to understand that. So, my question to you, what have you done to change that, Leila, to change that word of belly dance, which I know you have done a lot. So,
Yeah. Again, unfortunately, for me, it's a lack of, first of all, it is a lack of knowledge, lack of culture,
yeah,
and a lack of respect out of my culture. I explain why.
yeah,
You know, there is a dance in South India
yeah.
which is called Bharatanatyam. It's a complicated word, but
Okay.
everybody in the
Yeah.
world learn that word and say, I am studying Bharatanatyam.
Okay.
So why? Or I'm studying Odyssey, I'm studying Kathak.
Yeah.
Why? They don't say I'm studying Raqs and Sharki, even
Yeah.
if it is Arabic and maybe it can make their tongue dirty. If they don't want to use the Arabic term like they are using the Hindi term for
Yeah.
Bharatanatyam, it's a long word.
Yeah.
Raksarki is even
Shorter
shorter,
and
so
easier.
they can learn.
Yeah.
I have studied Voltaire, I have studied Montesquieu, I have
Yeah.
studied a lot of literature, English, Italian, French, German. They can study us now. It's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colonization is finished and post-colonization is finished.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
stop. So if they don't want to say the word in Arabic, they have to translate it
Yeah.
from what it is, dance of the Orient or
Yeah.
Oriental dance.
Yeah.
Now somebody would say, yeah, but Orient, which Orient? I must study.
Yeah.
Study which Orient?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oriental dance, or I'm studying, let's say with a English or French accent, j'étudie le Raqs el Sharki. Like we say, j'étudie
Yeah.
le Bharatanatyam. And that's
Yeah.
it. So, look, your name is Nawara.
Yeah.
If you walk in the street and I call you,
Yeah.
Catherine, Nicole, it's not
Not
your
gonna.
name. It's
No.
not
Yeah.
that you don't like it.
No, but it's not
It's
me.
not your name.
Yeah.
So why in the world do they want to change? the word Raqs el Sharqi, this does not belong to the West. Ooh, girl, it belongs to the East up to now. You can have it yours. I mean, I'm happy to share, but it belongs to a culture. At least respect it. Okay? Now, to the word belly, I explained to you why I don't like also belly dance. If you take the Bible, the New Testament, in the British language before, in the 18th century, the word belly was a vulgar word. If they want to talk about the belly, they will talk about the stomach. So if they respect my culture, call it stomach dance. But yeah, because it used to be a dirty word to say belly.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
guys, stomach dance from tomorrow.
Yeah, and then where did these travelers went? When they went, when Bonaparte was not still Napoleon, and when they did the campaign of Egypt and they started sending the knowledgeable people, mathematics, spies, military people, writers, painters, name them, they went to the Orient. They discovered the dances where in the streets. And they went berserk. I mean, like, imagine, okay, put yourself in the 18th century where the society is so Puritan, so Puritan that what I say it's true. Just showing the feet, bare feet, was regarded as something highly sexual. Okay, so can you imagine those poor men alone, military people with peanuts in the head? Sorry, I don't say that. Anyway, and peanuts everywhere. So where do they go? Stop.
Welcome to Leila's world. Just in case anybody.
Where did they go? They go to brothels. Why not? I understand. I don't care. They go to whorehouses. Of course, they have a distorted image of a dance. Okay? Like if a tourist come to Paris, we have Pigalle, it's a place where you have sex shops and striptease and
of course,
okay. But no one would say this is a French culture. They know this is Pigalle, and next to it you have the opera house. So they mixed everything up in their little head with being so Puritans to see the uncovered belly. Oh my God, you don't show the feet, you show the belly. It was a scandal for them. And a scandal attracts people.
Of course.
So they didn't know how to name it. So they started naming it danse du ventre or belly dance. But now, Habibi, we are not in the 18th century.
No.
And there is something I have to point out. Very important. At that time, which is terrible, I'm sure you know, or if you don't know, welcome in the club. In the 19th century, they brought in Europe the nice savages, and they organized World Fair exhibitions to show the cannibalists, and then, half naked people. And, millions of people would go there. They would put human beings in zoos, in the zoo. Black, Kabylian, do we say Kabylian or Kabyle? How do you say?
Kabyle.
North African, all their colonies. To show to the nice white person the difference between well-educated westernized and then the savages. You are 5 years old, you are 10 years old, you see that, you see the monkeys, you see the animals, you see the people half naked and with no shoes. Oh la la, no shoes. And this was incredibly exotic for them. And
Yes.
then that's how the prejudice starts.
Starts.
You
Yeah.
know, racism, prejudice. And so now that's it. It's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we are
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
2020. We have had the pandemic. Everybody has had it.
The-
Everybody. You know, the
True.
West, the East, we are
All
equal.
the same.
We are equal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Absolutely.
has to stop. There is a moment where it has to stop. That's why I don't put myself in the what's going around me, like, what they call the belly dance scene, the blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I maybe I think I don't have my place there, and because my
Mm.
aim is to put this dance only in theaters. This is my way. I don't.
Yes.
I am not. Look, I'm not Khomeini. Okay, I don't
No.
care. Me,
No.
when I go to the beach, I go naked. So I'm
Yeah.
happy with my body. If you see me, I'm beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
want you, when I dance, I don't want you to
Yeah.
see if my legs are thin or small, if my boobs are tight or
Yeah.
big. I want you to appreciate what I have to give you, which is my emotion.
Yeah.
I don't
Absolutely.
even want you to see my technique.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dance is charisma,
Yeah.
dance is feeling, dance is emotion, dance is sharing.
Yeah.
If I share first level,
Yeah.
burabara, I do the shampoo dance and
Yeah.
massage dance. Okay, after 5 minutes, that's it. I am
Yeah.
dancing 1 hour and a half. I have to feed you. One
Yeah.
hour and a half, I have to feed you.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Of course. Oh, what a great intake. Thank you, Leila. What a great intake. Right. Okay. We're going to carry on. Leila, you are a dancer, an actress, performer, stage choreographer. How do you liaise with all these?
I see it like one. Okay.
Okay.
Lucky enough, I think I am an acceptable teacher, and because I teach with passion. So there are, we don't have like, layers. I don't know.
Yeah.
You cannot compare. I don't know because I have not studied with others.
Yeah.
So I do it with passion. I like to give everything. So I
Yeah.
think I am a good teacher.
Yeah.
I am lucky. I'm lucky to be a little bit knowledgeable. So I
Yeah.
write. I'm a
Yeah.
writer. I write.
Yeah.
So I write poetry and I write stories. And
Wonderful.
out of those stories, I want to make performances. As
Yeah.
we say, une pièce chorégraphique. In English, we would say a choreographical piece.
Peace. Yeah.
1 hour and a half. This is the minimum. You see how much I talk, so I have to
Yeah.
dance as much as that. Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just
Nothing.
like you have
Warm
eaten
up.
two olives. Yalla, that's it.
Warm
I
up.
need the I need the koski, the tagine, the everything. So I have to express what I have to say on stage. And for
Yeah.
me, this has replaced the temples. So for
Right.
me, the temple is the stage.
Right.
People buy a ticket, they sit, they watch. And then
Yeah.
they can criticize, which is fair,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. So I have things to say, I have things to share, I have political ideas, I
Yeah.
am an activist, and sometimes I use the stage to make statements.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes it can be poetic, sometimes telling the life of someone I love, like I did a piece of choreography, 1 hour, 45 minutes with my
Yeah.
dance company. It's called Zikrayat.
Yeah.
It's homage to Kalthum.
Yeah.
And I took this piece of written by Ahmed Rami, who was in love with her.
Yeah.
We all know the story, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I made a tribute to Kalthum. So the
Yeah.
whole story is about Kalthum, blah, 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 etc., etc. So I made a setting, a story. So 1 hour, 45 minutes with 9 dancers because I
Right.
have a dance company. So I am a soloist. So according to what I write, Sometimes I need 3 characters, 10, 6, 7, depending
Depends.
of what I write.
Of course, yeah.
So because I like to write, because I love the theater, and I don't like so much the show off. Anyway, in France, it won't work if you want to invite critic of dance. Not critic of dance who said, oh, she had a pink costume, very, very nice, and made by such and such woman or man. You know, I want people to write about the dramaturgy, the lighting.
Yeah, proper critics, yeah.
We still don't have dance
Yeah.
critics in our field. Can you
No.
can you imagine?
True. Yes, true.
Because why? Because we are still baby dancers. Look,
Yeah.
the ballet, okay,
Yeah.
the Western classical ballet
Yeah.
has more than 400 years of existence in conservatories, in schools. We
Yeah.
are babies. When did we start? 20, 30, 45 years ago. It's nothing in
Yeah.
terms in the scale of history.
Of course.
Contemporary dance has more than 100 years, more than 100 years old. So we are
Yeah.
still babies.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know, let's take it easy. Let's go slowly but beautifully, because the future of a dance, for me, I see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I don't want to destroy the rest. I'm happy. I am the first one to go to cabaret
Yeah.
and clap and zagrit
And
and
clap,
everything.
yeah.
Why
Absolutely.
not? It's beautiful. I love everything.
Yeah.
You have to do على قد قلبك. How do you say?
Yeah.
According to what you want, according to who you are, according to what you know.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Of
sometimes I
course.
want to slap myself and say, why did I choose such a complicated path? I
Yeah.
could have done, ya habibi, yalla yalla, do 2, 3, go to a birthday party, do a whatever party, and mama, every night, come back home and sleep. I suffer
Yeah.
1 year, 2 years to prepare, to
Yeah.
work on a piece of choreography
That's a piece,
of
yeah.
1 hour, of course, 1 hour and
Yeah.
a half, huh?
Yeah.
So, you know, measure setting, work with a light designer. I don't do that.
No.
I have a stage manager. I work with people who do the. It's a lot of work. And sometimes I say, why do I do that? I could have made things simpler. But this is how I am.
Yeah, which is going to bring me to ask you a question. But before I ask a question, I just need to let the viewers know one of the best of Leila's production of theatrical production is a theatrical piece called The Belly of the Mountain. Say it loud, I am black and I am proud. Now, with what's going around these days, what we hear these days, I would like, or I would have liked to bring this issue in light in conversation with the wonderful Leila. And before we go ahead, we are all equal, regardless who we are. And I think it's a shame 2020 we still talk about stuff like that. Very, very shame, especially in the dance world. So I would like Leila, if that's okay with Leila, to talk to us about the belly of the mountain. And I love that say what you've got, say it loud. I am black and I am proud.
Okay. So when I was doing my studies, of course, with what I told you, fighting for liberation of Nelson Mandela, who is my hero. He's my absolute hero. Okay.
Yeah.
And fighting against apartheid, the scélérat laws,
Yeah.
So, of course, even in my studies, when I was writing my thesis, I changed the subject. And I wrote my thesis about the fight for the African Americans for their civil rights, with Malcolm X first, Dr. Martin Luther King, the story of Rosa Parks, the Black Panthers, denouncing the Ku Klux Klan and the horrific, terrible things they did against the African American people, etc. And why Malcolm X? At that time, now I start to understand Dr. Martin Luther King better. But at that time, I was like, no possible. I mean, like, you hit me on the cheek and I give you the other cheek. I mean,
Tell me
no
about it.
way. And Dr. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream.
Yeah,
Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. It means if doing it in a nice way you don't understand, we are going to do the same way as you.
yeah,
You know, we are going to fight back and not accept that you are killing us like animals.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the Constitution gives them the right in America to have
yeah,
weapons. So it was the moment when the Black Panthers started having weapons. But
yeah,
the first aim of the Black Panthers was not to fight against white or whatever. They
yeah,
started understand. They took money to educate the people, to open canteens where people, hungry children, going to school with no food, they would
yeah,
feed the people. They would open dispensary for African American people, bring free doctors. I mean, they
yeah,
did a tremendous work. So I did my thesis on that period.
yeah,
So I don't know why. In 2012, or I started writing about that, and I
yeah,
said I must do something about that.
yeah,
It took me nearly 3 years to give birth with a lot of pain to that, what I call the belly of a mountain dance with the dreamers. I'm going to tell you why I chose this title.
yeah, please.
You go to the pharaonic times,
Yeah,
in the belly of the mountain resides, stands the truth.
yeah,
So it is a metaphor,
yeah.
the belly of a mountain. Of course, it has nothing to do with belly
With the
dance.
belly, with biz. Yeah,
So in the belly of a mountain, if you read any pharaonic text, they talk a lot about the belly of a mountain where stands the truth.
yeah.
Truth.
Age. Yeah,
And then I stole the sentence of Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, walk with the dreamers when they did the walk of Selma, where
yeah,
so many people were killed. When they did the walk to Washington, D.C., when he said, I have a dream.
yeah, yeah,
So I wrote it, instead of saying walk with the dreamers,
yeah.
because I'm a dancer, I put dance with the dreamers.
Dreamers.
And
That's
say it
wonderful.
loud, I'm black, I'm proud.
Yeah,
That's what James Brown said.
yeah,
You know, it was in the 60s, because all the so-called entertainers,
yeah,
singers, musicians were involved in the
yeah,
movement for the civil rights.
yeah,
Don't forget, it was so many were killed, so
yeah,
many were murdered.
yeah,
So for me, it was like my duty
yeah,
to
absolutely.
write and make a performance about it. So why it took me so long to prepare it? Because for me it was a big responsibility.
Yeah, of
I
course.
didn't want it to be like ah, crying. I wanted to
No,
be right, and it's
yeah,
very difficult to
yeah,
not to make it too
yeah, sad.
crying,
Yeah,
and just to have the right tone, choose the right musics, the
yeah,
right lyrics, the right everything. So it
yeah,
was, and I did that between happiness, I mean excitement and pain.
yeah,
And I did it. So it was for seven interpreters, because we do mime, we dance, and there is videos of terrible videos, because I said to myself, either I show everything or
or
I shut my mouth.
sure nothing. Yeah,
So there are footages I found. It took me a long time also to do all the research,
yeah, of course.
footage, etc. I found footage of like 1921, with the
Wow.
Tulsa killing, of black people, of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
the people, the lynched people, and I show that. Anyway,
Yeah.
this performance, it's written, how do you say in France? It's like, attention aux enfants. I mean, like, you are not, it's not, you are not allowed to come with your children, but
No, it's with your age restrictions. Basically, you've got an age
exactly
restriction on
because,
it.
you know, already in television, they watch everything, and this is history. It's not a movie, a scary movie.
No.
Unfortunately, this is the truth.
Yeah.
So I showed everything. I
Yeah.
used the strange fruit of Billie Holiday, the fruit being the lynched
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
men, women, kids. And
Yeah.
I showed the Ku Klux Klan in the park.
Yeah. Yeah. In a
The
park.
kids
Yeah.
in the afternoon eating peanuts or whatever and watching the lynching because it was like, you know, when you go with your kids to the park and make something funny, and it was an attraction for them. And this was not long ago, Habibti.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
like
brilliant.
8 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
70 years ago. It's yesterday afternoon in the scale of history. So
Yeah.
I had to do my duty. So
Yeah.
at the end of my premiere came this very elegant woman. She said, who is Malcolm the 10th? She didn't know Malcolm X. I wanted to commit suicide. So I tell her, I think he's the son of Malcolm the 9th. I mean, like, I mean, the lack of education, because there are some little writings, you know, because all
Yeah.
the songs, most of the songs are in English. And I took some pieces of Morocco, a Halil of Morocco. I took some things Arabic, but all the lyrics I chose specific songs, because what also struck me, when you go to a discotheque, I love to dance, whatever
Yeah.
dance. You know
Yeah.
what you hear? I mean, you know, there is a song denouncing, there is a group of reggae called Steel Pulse.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a song where they denounce the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
What do you see? You go in the discotheque, you say, the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, like,
Yeah. Oh my
and
God.
then there is, yeah. So people dance to lyrics that you really want to commit suicide or listen carefully to just denounce that. And people like, why? Do you want a beer? Yeah. I mean, so that's how also it started. And there is a
Yeah.
song, it's called Ritual Genocide by Neville Brothers, where
Yeah.
among other things he says, lynching my father, killing my mother, raping my sister. Again, this type of music song
Yeah. Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
discotheque, and then
Yeah.
lynching my father. Oh yeah, raping my sister. I mean, like,
Oh God, no.
so
No.
I was petrified. So I
Yeah.
decided to use those songs, you know,
Into
with
the.
some things written about that on the screen.
Yeah. Of
So,
course.
and explain. And why
Yeah.
did we say it loud, I'm black, I'm proud? Because in the
Yeah.
60s, Angela Davis, all the movements,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to bring it to life. I didn't know
Yeah.
that the today will make me feel I was right to do it. I
Yeah.
wanted it to be in the past. When I did
Yeah.
that, it's just don't forget. It was just please people,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
forget the history.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now don't ask me why, but
Yeah.
since my childhood, even in Tunisia, I
Yeah.
was aware of racism.
Yes.
I was aware. And I
Yeah.
could not understand because I was not political at all. I didn't know anything. But
No.
I had my best friend. She was a black girl from
Yeah.
Tunisia. And
Yeah.
she was my best friend. I didn't understand why kids didn't want to play with her in the French school, you know. And of course, she was my best friend. And I was a fighter, you know, when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Like a boy, you know,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
nachina, namak, I'm going to kill you, you will see. Huh? So, since my childhood, I could not understand, I could not bear injustice, but
Yeah.
without putting words. you know.
Yeah.
Now I can put words, I can read books, I can study, I can
Course.
talk with you, I can discuss, I can exchange. Didn't know. So this has always been, this has always been my fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
My meeting with those people. So nothing
Yeah.
is by chance. It had
Yeah.
to be that way.
Of course. Of
So
course.
I did it because it was, so I just read you just a sentence because
Yeah. Yeah. Please do.
what
Yeah.
is the use of a song if it is disarmed?
Yeah.
Okay. And beyond its aesthetic and visual power, what is the use of a dance if it doesn't advocate a better world?
Wow.
So that's why I'm not for
Yeah.
Habibi.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, as Leila.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
follow my path. That's how I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So it
Yeah.
must have a meaning for me.
Absolutely.
Dancing is a message. You know, I'm
Absolutely.
dancing my destiny. I'm dancing who I am.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Of course.
so you like it, marhaba. You don't like it, too bad for you. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, nobody, you cannot say of nobody that everybody agrees with them. I
Of course.
understand that people don't like my way
Yeah.
or don't understand. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I
Yeah.
have to do what I have to do. And I
Absolutely.
do it the best I can.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So to
Absolutely.
come to that, of course, Black Lives Matter.
Yes. I
Of
was going to
course,
ask you
Black
about that.
Lives Matter. Of
Yeah.
course. And then, you know, I wrote something because this was, this is a text.
Yeah.
We don't know the origin. We don't know who wrote it.
Okay.
But I love this text. And
Yeah.
I don't want to distort it. I know it by heart, you know.
Yeah.
Dear white brother,
Yeah.
dear white sister,
Yeah.
when you were born, you were pink.
Yeah.
When you grew up, you were white beige.
Yeah.
When you go to the sun, you go red.
Yeah.
When you are cold, you are blue. When you are scared, you are green. When you are sick, you are yellow. When you die, you are gray.
Yeah.
I was born black.
Yeah.
If I grew up, I stay black. If
Yeah.
I go to the sun, I am still black. If
Yeah.
I'm cold, I am black. When I'm scared, I'm still black. When
Yeah.
I'm sick, I'm still black. And when I die black. And you have the fucking nerves to call me colored?
Mm.
You see, because we say colored people. Which color?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we are not white, we are beige because I see the white on my screen.
Yeah.
And people are not, they are marron, how do you say, dark brown or
Dark brown.
light brown or whatever.
Yeah.
This has to stop. We are
Mm.
in 2020. How
Absolutely.
can you see at broad lights,
Yeah.
daytime, the murder of an unarmed
Mm.
Black African American man who is handcuffed in the back and
Mm.
8 minutes 46
Seconds.
seconds
Absolutely. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
crying, Mama. I mean,
Mm.
I could
Mm.
not see. I mean, this is beyond
Mm.
beyond horrible. I didn't see the
Mm.
video. I just heard. Because
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
not. It's not possible to watch.
Yeah.
And people
I,
filming,
yeah. Yeah.
and then the cops around not doing
Not
anything
not think about it. Yeah.
to save this man.
Yeah.
And then they come with, he did this, he did that.
Mm.
Nothing excuses a murder, an assassination, an
Mm.
official assassination. And the
Yeah.
people, they feel secure, the cops, when they do that, because they don't go to jail. They don't go to jail.
Absolutely.
So, of course, I can kill. I have the costume, I don't know how you say, the uniform.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
This has to stop. And I read that. It's not my sentence. I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
I
No.
read, silence is violence. You are
Yeah.
either
Absolutely.
with the protesters or you are with the oppressors. There is
Absolutely.
no way, no other ways. Either you
Yeah.
are demonstrating against this iniquity, this horror, and this has definitely to stop. Can you imagine a mother all the time scared about her son or daughter going out
Yeah.
just to buy a candy? And
Yeah.
how many died of that? Buying a
Yeah.
candy, he had the hand in the pocket, he's 14 years old, he's a threat, boom, boom. And then why 8 bullets? 8.
Yeah.
Let's say you are
Yeah.
scared. Why don't you shoot at the foot?
Mm.
Why do you shoot in the back? Because you are a coward, okay? And then you shoot 8 times. If it's not your wish to kill that person, and
Yeah.
men and women. And since only February 2020, there have
Yeah.
been many murders. This
Abs- yeah.
student,
Mm.
jogging 7 p.m. Oh, a black man running. Of course, he must hide something. You cannot
Mm.
jog.
Yeah. 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 And I'll have to again add into this, and I know you feel strongly about it, and we all do. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see us in 2020. We're still having to see stuff like that happening. And like you said, when you did this show, you thought that was a past. We're going to portray the past. But it's not a past. It's still a present. Still exists. The George Floyd case, it's one of the thousands that didn't show. Does that make sense? It's one that showed, but there's other thousands and thousands that have not been seen and talked about and showed. And that is sad. That is sad. Which is going to bring me to ask you, Leila, and this is your personal question to you. Have you ever felt rejected?
Okay, of course, as an Arab living in the West, doing what I'm doing, I had some little story, but really, in order to respect what's happening now, which is much, much more dramatic, I would just
Yeah,
not, I would even dare saying, because you see what I mean?
I
The
do. Yeah,
proportion, it is too much disproportionated. Do you say like
yeah,
that? The disproportion
yeah,
is too
yeah,
big. Because, of course, I go on social media and I read always, my mother had nobody liked her because she has glasses, because she's short-sighted, and the stories are so stupid. I
yeah,
mean, just shut up, okay, and just fight for Black Lives Matter if you
yeah,
have the guts to do it.
yeah,
Otherwise, shut up,
yeah,
because this is what matters now. You see what I mean?
yeah.
And
And I have to say, it is Black Lives Matter. The movement is superb, and the movement it's a cry, it's a scream for all of us to wake. But I think for us is individual lives matter regardless of the color. Individual, we are who we are. We have to be accepted who we are, and individual lives matter. Well, that's something regardless color, age, race, sexual orientalism, anything. Our lives matter. Our lives matter. So, do you think? Sorry, do you want to add something? Go on, Leila.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have,
yeah. Please,
because
please do.
this was written by someone, and it's not my words. I
Yeah.
don't want to distort what has been written,
No.
and this I found it so important. First of all, what I wanted to add about racism, the problem, you have individual racism, but the problem that the racism is institutionalized.
Yeah.
You see, everything is done in this society for the white folks, for
Yeah.
work, for finding a job, finding a flat, everything. So we have to change the institutions. It's not just make somebody shut up. You have extreme right wing, which is so strong now. In
Yeah.
America, you have alt right. I mean, Hitler next to them is a little blah blah nothing.
Yeah.
You have a white supremacist, you have the
Yeah.
extreme right wing, you have a Ku Klux Klan, who is still so he's really active.
Yeah.
You know, they accept all that. So we are dealing with a terrible strength, and
Yeah.
the institutions encourage this
Yeah.
type of thing. So
Yeah.
there is a girl. Oh, I have to find you because there were
Yeah.
some how shall I say, some people fighting about the All Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter, and the
Yeah.
girl wrote, and I wrote it for you because it was so important. I tried to remember. She said, Black Lives Matters.
Yeah.
We never said that all lives don't matter. But
No.
but
Yeah.
please help us because Black lives are in danger. Okay,
Absolutely.
everybody's bringing White Lives Matter, Chilean, what, but
Yeah.
now it is this problem. Why can't we be just with the Black people, the
Mm.
African Americans, but the killing are about them?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
It's about them. So for one time, I say to the people, shut up.
Yeah.
You follow or go
Yeah.
out of a boat. And you know,
Yeah.
there is one thing that always remember, if
Yeah.
they make some arrests, they made some arrests,
Yeah.
not because they saw the videos. They made those arrests because we saw the videos.
Yeah.
You
Of
see
course.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Imagine people without cameras before. They
Yeah.
can do the killing easily. Who can complain?
Yeah.
The cop would always say,
Well,
yeah,
that's what I says earlier on. There's lots of lives that went, and we don't know about it. It's not been brought
you're
because there were no
absolutely right.
cameras.
You are
Because there were no
absolutely right.
cameras, and there were nothing. So those people have lost lives just
Yeah.
because.
Mm.
And that is absolutely stupid. I mean, thank you for sharing this because it is very important, especially in this
For
dance
me, it
world.
is extremely
It's
important.
for
What
all of us, Leila.
nation?
Leila is for all of us, and we're
Yeah.
all Black
Yeah, because no,
Africans. We
because
are all.
no, you are right. But because I live in France, I was insisting on that because,
Yeah.
as you have seen, everywhere in the world, New Zealand, Australia, France, Italy, Germany, England, Great Britain, in so many countries, there were a lot of demonstrations. Even in Iran,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, in everywhere. Everybody feels we are on the same boat. Maybe the pandemic taught us something. We
Yeah.
are in the same boat, Habibi.
Yeah. Of
If it
course.
drones, we are all going to drone.
Of course, absolutely, absolutely. Um, it's going to bring me to ask about this race issue in the dance market or in the dance of Orient market. Do you think that it is a race issue in the dance of Orient market or the Oriental dance?
Really,
I mean, we've seen friends and colleagues, ladies, Caribbean dancers, African dancers, and they've brought up issues recently on certain threads on social media, and it is heartbreaking. Not getting jobs, having jobs taken from them, not being taken into festivals, not being this. And I admire one of the ladies in America. She set up actually a page just for the sisters or the Black sisters that are actually doing, festivals and teaching. And it's amazing to see such things happening. But do you think that there is a race issue in this market doing this Oriental dance?
I think there is, like there have always been an issue
Yeah.
for Black dancers.
Okay.
Classical ballet, modern, contemporary, jazz, name it. So
Yeah.
why not Oriental? But what I find bizarre or
Yeah.
abject is that this dance, sorry to say that this way, has been borrowed
Yeah.
from the Middle East or Arabo-Berber world. So it's not
Yeah.
their dance. So at least they can keep the doors open. Because if we keep the doors open and we understand that this dance is for sharing, no matter who you are, if you are English, French, Italian, Spanish, Bulgarian, name it, Australian,
Yeah.
So, are you going to play on the melanin? Because people tend to forget.
Yeah.
There is a geneticist, okay, called Jacquard, a French geneticist. He died a few years ago.
Yeah. Jacquard. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said there are, and it is proven, there are
Hmm.
two races. You have human beings and the animals.
Yeah.
All the rest is a question of melanin. If you
Yeah.
have more melanin or less melanin. So we
Yeah.
are all human. But the problem for the African Americans or maybe other black people in
Yeah.
other countries, which I don't know because I'm more how do you say acquainted to America because I travel a lot there and
Yeah. Yeah.
France, but I hear that also in America.
Yeah.
And this also has to stop. This does belongs to everybody.
Of course.
Fuck, sorry. I mean, yeah, it belongs to everybody. We have to
Yeah.
stop, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's brilliant, and that's absolutely, you know, this is my very first live discussion. I'm actually, because I know I'm actually talking about this issue because it is an issue on the Oriental dance, and we have to talk about it openly and freely. And I didn't feel I had the right to talk about it for any better than yourself, Leila. I
We
think we
are
both
Africans.
we are Africans,
Absolutely.
regardless of how light our color is. We are Africans, and we are classed as
Absolutely.
Africans. Yes,
Absolutely.
and we are nomad, and we are Amazigh, and that's how we are. And I felt
Absolutely.
I strongly and openly can talk to you about it. Rejection in society, yes, as a dancer or non-dancer, it does exist. It took us ages to build up names. It took us ages to make names. It took us ages to prove ourselves and to show, yes, we dance and we don't harm. And obviously, with what you see, our sisters and brothers happening, what's happening to them in a in different parts of the world, and raising all that concern and all that, you feel, and you want to just jump out and go and help and be there. So, no, thank you very much for opening your hearts. Thank you for sharing what you shared with me on this matter because I really admire your open and honest views about it. Go on, Leila, you've got the
Yeah,
thing.
no, because I was invited in some events.
Yeah,
I mean, what they call festivals in the States, especially in Washington, D.C. And this was organized by Black African sisters. And
yeah,
I was among them as a North African.
yeah,
So I was the only light colored,
yeah,
person because they regarded me as an African that I am, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Everywhere it's written. If I did like the
yeah, we
thing
are, we
with
are,
Kay Taylor, about the music,
of
I
course.
wrote my identity is Arabo-Berber. I'm a woman living in the West as
Yeah,
an Arabo-Berber and an African
of
because
course,
Africa, North Africa is in Africa.
of
And
course.
funny enough, in the old time, what is Tunisia now, what is the country Tunisia,
Yeah,
and to the east of Algeria, one little piece of Algeria, because before it was one
yeah,
country, there
yeah,
was
of
no
course.
division.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
it was called Ifriqiya, which gave the name to the continent. So we
Absolutely.
are Africans,
Of course,
and
absolutely.
under the Sahara,
Yeah,
they used to call it, but I say like thousands of years ago, not yesterday afternoon, of course. It
yeah,
was called Ethiopia. And above, it was called Ifriqiya. So we are Ifriqiya.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's it. You
yeah,
like it or not. When I say you like
yeah,
it, not for you, but I mean, that's it. So we have
yeah.
to stand for that.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I
So
kind of,
they invited me and they did a beautiful festival because they explained to me that how do we say in English? They couldn't find their place. Do we say find a place, their
yeah,
place?
find that place. Yeah,
Yeah, in the gathering of
yeah,
the Raqs dancers. Although I must say, but they are some organizers, like, Rakasa East and Rakasa West. The woman, she died 2 or 3 years ago. Her name is Shirley, and she always was totally open to whoever wanted to perform. And you see, so there are some people who are normal, not extraordinary. It is something normal.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
are talented, I take you. That's it. I
Yeah.
don't care if you are your popo is pink or yellow. I don't care.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you for bringing that.
No, it's fine. And I do, like I said, I do feel we can talk about it live with everybody, with our viewers. Obviously, there's a various of different comments which we'll see to later on. But it's lovely, and it's lovely to have you opening your heart about it. And I know how strong you feel. And obviously, for the stage performance or stage theatre show that you did as well, it really shows. How strong you are about this, and how we all are, right? Now, I'm going to have to carry on, and I'm going to have to, because I think we've gone well over the time expected. So I'm going to have to be very
Yeah.
briefly,
Go on.
very briefly, Leila. What do you think about fusion in the dance?
Okay. Already, Raksharki, I suppose, was a kind of fusion.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
The Nile,
Yeah.
okay, is the longest, comment on dit fleuve? How do we say fleuve? Un fleuve?
River.
River? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
It goes from Egypt to where? To Uganda, Habibi.
Uganda. Yeah.
I went to Uganda. In
That's all right.
certain places, the way we dance, it's exactly like Raksharki.
Yeah.
In Guinea, because I've been to many countries of West Africa, luckily, in Guinea, there is a dance for a goddess, Kakilembe Nimba. The way they dance, not the same costumes, of course. It's
No.
exactly like Raksharki.
Yeah.
So certain things are borrowed, because before the desert, the Sahara was not a real desert. There is, geographically speaking, there is a desertification. Some island in 10, 20, 50 years will disappear from the planet. We know
Yeah.
that. Because
Absolutely. Yeah.
the sea is extending, the desert is extending, blah, blah. So geography is changing. So
Yeah.
there were exchanges between Northern Africa and Southern Africa,
Of course.
because
Yeah.
we're Africans. So if you see some moves, it reminds me of some moves of a Shihat. If you see some moves, it reminds me of some moves of a Bedouin, as you are knowledgeable about
Yeah.
Moroccan, Tunisian, Algerian. So who took from who? I don't know.
You don't know.
But it's a kind of fusion. But what we say, this is Raksharki, from Arabo-Berber roots.
Yeah.
Now fusion, we have to evolve.
Yeah.
If it's good quality and it's made with a sense of aesthetic, blah, 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 why not? Just recognize the roots. But anyway, fusion or no fusion, this dance, which comes from so far in the past, will kill us all, and will still have a long way to go. This dance cannot disappear whatsoever. Now we have to be careful of something. I tell you, fusion. I have, it's not important the names, because it's not that, it's what matters is what I'm going to say. I have some people that I know in America who are into ATS, fusion, etc. And they respect me, they like my work. And me, I saw them one time, and they did a 15 minutes piece, was really very beautiful. So the girl, she came to me and she said, "Oh, please, can you come tomorrow? Because we have chosen a Tunisian piece to dance, with a sagat and ding dang ding dang. I said,
Yeah.
okay. So I went.
Yeah.
Of course, I told her after. I
Yeah.
wanted to commit suicide and dance and die. This is Arabic way, desperation, exaggeration. Poor girl. She didn't know. She had chosen a
Yeah.
song which
Yeah.
denounces rape of
Yeah.
women in Zarzis, which is near Djerba in the
Yeah.
south of Tunisia, by the French military.
Yeah.
It is a historical fact,
Yeah.
So قوي بناويتها ناري على زرزيس وبناويتها etc. And
Yeah.
this is a very sad song denouncing rape.
Rape.
So
Yeah.
I told her, my God, why
Yeah.
did you choose that? Oh,
Oh.
somebody said it's a very nice song. I said, please, when you use
Yeah.
Arabic or Berber, please
Yeah.
ask someone to translate to you the words. Just don't take anything because the melody is nice.
Yeah.
So, fusion, why not? I mean, I'm not into fusion. This is not my cup of tea, but who cares? Okay.
Yeah.
And but be careful if you
Yeah.
use Arabic. And another one, she chose the Quran,
Yeah.
because there
Yeah.
was the voices are always very beautiful. She did
Yeah.
a takassim in a restaurant, half naked, doing the snake on the floor. I mean,
Yeah.
like, be careful. Even me,
Yeah.
let's say, I give you an example with myself. One time
Yeah.
I'm walking in the streets of Khan and Khalil many years ago,
Yeah.
because there was still Mubarak. So
Yeah.
I walk, I go to Fishawi, and I love Baladi music. So the
Yeah.
accordion, I stop immediately. I said, I want this piece. I buy the CD. I go home because I had a flat there. Anyway, I go home, I listen. So the introduction was something to die for. You see yourself, yeah. And then
Yeah.
the words were, the lyrics like, we like Mubarak. Mubarak is a good president. He is very good man. Egypt is a country for tourists. I mean, like, what? Of course, I never used this piece. But imagine, I don't understand anything in Arabic. And because there is this beautiful introduction of Baladi with accordion, yeah, and then the stupid words. So when you
Yeah.
borrow,
Yeah.
because it is a borrow, sorry, from a culture,
Yeah.
just go to go get informed, have a right source. Do we say source in English?
Yeah. The right source. Yeah.
The right source, know to whom you should ask, study, because dancing, this beautiful um, aspect of a dance. I don't know how you say this beautiful dance. Either it is dances from Algeria, dances from Morocco,
Yes.
dances, because there's not only one, there are hundreds of Vodan of
Yeah.
Tunisia. Okay,
Yeah. Of
go
course.
to the roots, study and travel.
And
And
travel. That's
be-
it. I want to say
yeah,
travel. Go. Go. I mean, you mentioned Uganda. I'd love to go to Uganda, mate. And we have got a belly dancer. We've got, sorry, actually, an Oriental dancer or a tribal dancer based in London who actually moved in Uganda. And sometimes she shows some of the videos. Leila, the moves are absolutely superb. And travel. People do travel to learn. That's me. That's my concept anyway. You can't
absolutely.
just be where you are or staying where you are and pretending to be. You know what I mean? And travel to learn, and that's the main
This
thing.
culture is so old. Even us who have been living there, we were born there, we are still learning.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, Layla. Very briefly, I have to carry
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Call someone out by name who inspired you and still inspires you. Give me names.
Oh, yeah, very easy. Okay. my muse, my absolute muse is Isadora Duncan. So
Wow.
maybe I'm
Okay.
going to disappoint the people who hear. Isadora Duncan, she pioneered modern dance. She was a revolutionary. She was a fighter. And I discovered, of course, she died in 1927, huh? So I never saw her. But I read everything possible about her. And what attracted me is charisma. Charisma, a dancer has it or doesn't have it. It's not
Yeah,
something
teacher.
you buy. It's not something you study. You know, look,
Absolutely.
in the field of classical ballet,
Yes.
within 1 century,
Yeah.
five names, five names.
Yeah.
Nijinsky, Baryshnikov, Nureyev, Maya Plesiskaya, even
Yeah.
four names. Okay, so I want to say one thing. Thank you, Nawara.
There's more
How
to come.
many? No, no, thank you for what I, because it's so
Oh,
important that I can express myself.
of course. Yeah.
Not everybody is a dancer. I'm going to explain to you what. I explain, look, how many people go to university and study literature? My accent is terrible. How do you say literature?
Literature. Yeah. Literature.
Literature.
Not. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Millions, masses, yes?
Yeah. Of course.
Out of those people, how many become writers?
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's not because we have a great technicity, like something I will never know how to do. Put my foot on my nose, my arm on my popo, do like distortion and do that and that. This is not going to make me a dancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dancer is a gift.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Some
Absolutely.
people have it, some people don't
We
have it.
don't have it.
You know, and the people who are hidden in their houses, maybe they are much better than dancers that me and all
Yeah.
the people that we
Outsiders.
see.
Yeah.
Because I put myself on stage. People can
Yeah.
see me and criticize me, positive, negative, I don't care. But how many hidden dancers are? My grandmother, maybe she knew 6 moves, maximum. I
Yeah.
mean, if she, when she was dancing, you could cry, just little the emotion, the says, how do you say in English?
Yeah.
Says, the
Yeah.
feeling says,
The feeling. That's correct. Yeah.
feeling. So, so it's complicated, being a
Yeah.
dancer. It's not
Yeah.
like being an artist.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can be a taxi driver and be an artist, because being an artist is a state of mind.
It's a creativity. Yeah.
It's a state of mind and creativity. You
Yeah.
can be a dancer like a businesswoman. For me, you are not an artist.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I completely
People can
agree.
say about you, oh, Nawara is an artist, but
Yeah.
it's difficult for yourself to say, I'm an artist. Oh.
No. No. You.
Anyway, you understand my point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, Leila. Leila, do you prefer Tunis or Paris?
Okay, to tell you the truth, I was born a gypsy. I swear, wallahi, وحياة أمي. Since, since I was little, because you see my hair, etc., they used to call me Rajara. Rajar, the gypsy.
غزرية.
Rajaria,
والله.
ولا هذيك negrita.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was darker and with my
With
hair
the
like that
curly.
everywhere. This is a little bit tight, a little bit over. Normally it goes like that. So, the Arabo-Berber world is in my heart. I'm
Yeah.
deeply rooted in it. But a tree needs to expand and
Yeah.
give fruit or flowers. So I know where I'm deeply rooted, but I swear, and it's not demagogic when I say that. I swear to God. I am
No.
happy everywhere. You know also why?
Yeah.
Because I travel with my house. My house is me.
Yeah.
I travel with myself.
Yeah.
So I go with myself. So wherever I am good because I'm with myself. So
Brilliant.
it's true.
Fantastic. That's the best way to put it. Right, Leila, as a North African dancer, do you believe in the evil eye?
Absolutely, Habibi. Come on. Like it's a joke. Of course. First of all,
Leila, we the Africans, it's always got to be the evil eye and bad energy. Ooh, bad energy. Ooh, the evil eye.
of
Ooh.
course, يا ساتر يا رب وش معقول ده. Of course. I mean, I was born with, I mean, that. I mean, like, this is my heritage. You know, like, you like it or not, you have to have it. Of course, you know, we can explain many ways because, first of all, it
Yeah,
is something which is very well spread all over the world.
yeah,
I found, because I read sometimes many things about that many years ago, like in Sumerian, do you say
yeah,
Sumer,
yeah,
Sumerian, Babylonian,
yeah,
Assyrian
yeah,
texts, which date more than 5,000 years ago. It's written about that. The
yeah,
Buddhists,
yeah,
they believe in that.
yeah,
The shaman, they
yeah,
believe in that. The Asians,
yeah,
Chinese, name it, Indian people, Indian
yeah,
from India.
yeah,
So this, and then if you want to be a little bit scientific, I will say it with my words because I'm not a
yeah,
scientist. You know, we have magnetic
yeah, yeah,
fields. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
we have like threads.
yeah,
Okay, and if it doesn't mean evil eye because the person is not good.
yeah,
Remember, in North Africa, even a mother, she's afraid to give an evil eye to her own baby.
yeah,
So it's not that it is bad or good. The thing is that those magnetic fields, which are like little lights like that, they can hit anyone.
yeah,
So the importance of jewelry,
yeah.
stones, and like, gold, silver, how do you call that? The
Jewelry.
metals, no,
Oh,
metal
metals. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
are very important. Remember,
yeah,
we were long time ago, even my grand had a big medallion like this,
yeah,
because here you have a chakra, very
yes,
we are very sensitive, so we
yeah.
used to wear something very big on our breast,
Yeah.
bazoola. Buzz, buzz,
Bzzz.
bazoola, buzz,
Bzzz.
buzz, buzz, bazoola. I am crazy,
The
Leila.
dance of the, I love that. You know, I will always remember the expression, the dance of bzzz. Right. Leila,
So,
um,
yeah,
go
I
on,
believe.
go on, go on, carry on.
Yeah. So there are many ways to protect ourselves, and I believe in that, and I protect myself.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Rituals, incense, blah blah blah. I can give a course about that. If one day they put a statue of the goddess of superstition, they will put my face.
Right,
I am
Leila,
very superstitious. Yeah.
we're going to have to make a move because I think we're exceeding 2 hours and we're going to
Yeah,
have to let
tell
people
me,
have their tea. So,
really.
so very briefly,
Yeah.
who do you look up to as an actor or a director? Someone you look up to?
Spike Lee.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Spike Lee.
fantastic. Okay, what's your biggest achievement?
To have put the dance in the best theaters in the world,
Yeah,
to have been programmed, not to hire, to have been programmed, and to have réussi, comment on dit j'ai réussi? I
succeed.
succeeded,
Yeah,
at least in France,
yeah,
that people call Rakshaki Oriental dance, danse orientale. And this I fight like a tiger, you can imagine.
indeed.
So they have this, at least this term is more and more accepted in the French culture.
Fantastic. What is your perfect Sunday afternoon?
Dancing. Because
Dancing.
because now I don't dance, because normally either I have a workshop or I rehearse, because I
Right.
have a very good place to rehearse on Sundays. So for me, it's dance.
Brilliant. Okay. What is the last thing you do before you step out on stage? So if you were performing, the last thing you do. For me, I go to the loo.
Okay. Me, I'm so stage fright that I don't even remember what I do. I am the most stage fright person in the entire globe, in the
Yeah,
universe. And I have always a little story because it's very nice.
yeah.
There was long time ago a very famous French actress, Sarah Bernard. You know,
Oh,
she
Sarah
was
Bernard, anyway.
dramaturgy, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, and then she was in her late 80.
Yeah.
She was 80 years old. Anyway, so they came and saw her, and she was amazing. And all the journalists, and they were always in a nice way making fun of her because she was known for being terribly stage fright. Comes this young actress, and it's a true story, and say, "Oh my God, you are still stage fright because you know me. I'm acting because it was about theater. I'm
Yeah.
acting only since 3 years, and I'm not stage fright anymore." So Sarah Bernard told her, "Chérie, darling, don't worry. Stage fright comes with talent."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing. Amazing. Right. What advice can you give to the dancers?
Be truthful to your dance. Be yourself. Don't imitate no one because we are all unique. So
Absolutely.
try to find your path.
Absolutely. And be who you are rather than,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Brilliant. What's your plans in future? Do you have any plans in future?
I mean, I'm on writing a piece for my dance company, and I'm working on a solo. But again, when I say solo, it's 1 hour. It's a whole performance, you know. So it's always a headache because I am frightened like the first day. I say to myself, I know nothing. I better do shining shoes or work in a bank or wash my clothes or whatever. I am terrible, ta 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 ta. And I don't know what strength keep me going. So I'm working on 2 projects.
Fantastic. We can't wait to see those projects, and we can't wait because we know they're going to be unique. They're going to be
Inshallah.
very well presented, very well given. I'd love to see you back in the UK sometimes. And this is a shout to the organisers in the UK. Please do get Leila Haddad. Nobody in the world up to nowadays can do Tunisian like Leila
Thank
Haddad.
you.
I
And then I
remember
hope I come to the Funun as
and
well.
أكيد أكيد. And I remember when I went to the workshop with Retail a few years ago in Newcastle, and we were doing the Tunisian, and me, little me, that thinks that can do Tunisian, I just couldn't do it in front of Leila. So I got shouted at, but
Ah!
just you don't do it right. Get back in line. Well, to me, in my little brain, I thought I was, but at that day, everything seemed to have went, and it's just like panic. The boss is here, I think, and it all went. But it's been an enormous pleasure having you on board. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for coming. Thank you for sparing your time. I know you're busy, and I know you do your writing, you do your preparation, your rehearsing, and everything. And to talk open and freely about political issues, about Black dancers issues, about the rejection, about the loss of identity, about in an open heart. It's amazing, and not every single artist wants to talk about it because it's very, how am I going to, very touchy sort of subject. But I admire you for that. I admire your open and honest and outspoken behavior and views. We love you for who you are. We love your crazy mood and your crazy views. And let's hope this pandemic is over so we can get together and we can work together,
I hope
inshallah.
so. But I wanted just to add 2 things because
Yeah,
what you
please.
said, maybe people are shy or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
first of all, I'm sorry to say that. First of all, it's question of culture.
of course.
It's a question of education
Of course.
and where do you stand? There are many people, they don't even are aware that they have
Yeah,
a voice and they
yeah,
can talk and disagree. And this is not innocent.
No,
Either you are political or you are not. And
no,
you better put your ass into that now, because otherwise the the dictators are going to decide for us if we are not careful, Trump and
absolutely.
company. So
Yeah,
it's a question of education and culture, and read,
yeah,
read
yeah,
books, exchange. No,
yeah.
I like blue, you like pink. Yalla, Habibi, you can talk of other things.
Talk
Me
about
too.
colors later.
Me too. I like blue and green. I love that. And I love
Yeah,
to talk about
absolutely.
fashion. There is a time for fashion and stupid things. I mean, blah, blah things that I love too, you
Yeah,
know.
no,
And there
absolutely.
is a time for something more consistent.
Yeah, absolutely,
Thank
absolutely.
you for having me in your chat. Do you say chat?
Yes, in
And
the
in
chat,
your
indeed.
platform, because it is for me an honor also to share with you my
Abs-
views. And you are a good interviewer.
Thank you so much. And you know what? That
You
means
know
a
how
lot.
to bring out. I'm scared of you يا حبيبي الله. أنا
That
خايفة
means a
منك.
lot. That means a
والله أنا
lot. Thank
خايفة
you.
منك يا عم يا ساتر يا. I don't even remember what I said to you. I was
That's it. You watch the video and you'll be thinking, oh
yeah,
God,
yeah,
what
yeah,
did I
yeah,
say? Right.
exactly.
Thank you. Guys, thank you very much for following us. Thank you. You go and you have your tea. You enjoy yourself. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And be with me tomorrow with another guest, another debate. Thank you. Lots of love. Thank you. Allah.
حبيبي.